So I made several attempts, but it is just me trying to follow the advice of the Ukrainian psychologist. So like if you have a depression and like traumatic experience, the way is always to analyze it. So if there's a reason, then it's already different from like a bipolar disorder, where those manic and depressive episodes at some point like happen without this cause. Now, it's a lot of like cursing about how insufferable, especially the women. I have a lot of experience with so as a cellist of a 10,000 soul village, the groupies are like 55 plus. So I have a lot of experience with this type of woman. And it's like hopeless. So the author of my book as well, like she claims that her like family was the reason that Einstein's notes were not lost. But the task was kind of the same. So they didn't understand what it was about. They just organized it, and it might be true. That's important work. But she doesn't, like for her, the world stops where she can no longer follow. And the same with my mother, the same with my aunt. They cannot gauge how much is lacking for them to have a kind of interesting debate. And I think it was the right decision that at some point she told me, so in 2020, so this is more than enough content now. I will no longer listen to the recordings. But like I couldn't stop. And so for me, the worst, the null point so far, luckily in my life, was with this lockdown. So initially it was more that you were no longer able to go to the physiotherapy appointments, just in very urgent cases from like the geriatry in the hospital. And so Hassler was, so my physiotherapist was, kind of bored. Like he still had to be there, but the clients were not allowed to go there. So he had a lot of time, like even bored, busy at work. So that's where I started. This is like in size. So like when it was important. So there was like a code for like an important, funny message. You really had to listen, because I wasn't able to type much, right? That didn't change. And then there were like my discussions with myself that were less important. But he had the courage to. So we made a walk together, and like the content of the presentation, which this is about, I tried with him, and like it led to that he decided to attempt to study informatics. Well, I think it mostly, it's tough to do that like in your well, he would have started with like 30, I guess. And well, then the Matura is a while back, right? And then there was the lockdown, so it was not for everyone. It was very difficult to start, right? So especially to start in a lockdown, so you don't know any other like students, and it's very hard to get to know them. So that didn't work out, I guess. I lost. But in 2023, so he kind of ghosted as well. But like, so that's what was for me really important. That was like the only contact of my generation. Now I kept those recordings, like everything. So, and I just regret that I didn't record more. But like this, so during those initial like 10 days, I slept very bad. I like the family kind of called my therapist, and they were not like able to deal with me. They didn't dare to talk to me directly, but that didn't change since. That's still basically their issue. The main issue, I would argue, so like the worst is my godfather. That was in 2016, 2017. So there he just took on like responsibility for the family, like put me away in the mental hospital. And in 2020, it was basically my father that then did the same. So with my brother, I like he tried, but it was because my mother ordered him to visit, right? But like we went on an inline skates round, so now the reveal is possible. So now it's visible, right? The number. So the inline skates round. So this and I tested him as well. So the idea was this, like I have it. So that's this like 28-minute recording, but it's in Swiss German, and like my father. So the state of like how I was doing is this recording here. So with the girl and the first in this playlist. So that's not like that is definitely the. I think it was the morning before that recording, so right before the recording of this presentation, and so I tried to. Well, the problem is my father didn't fall for the main problem. So that was kind of if you are in a kind of stress situation, and I was like in the mindset that like God is testing us, but my father didn't get that part, but like here with the Shanti. So he's now 2 months away from like meth, like forced stop on meth addiction. And I think it's a similar mindset. So like so I recorded it. So I was like, and then there was this X project. So my rep Entwurf. And there it's like philosophically speaking, Einstein was a decade alone. So basically, for example, the formula. So that was part of my discussion. So this energy is equal mass times c squared, the Lichtgeschwindigkeit. Like basically, it's 1 is equals like, well, the 1, so the neutral element of the multiplication, which for my mother, for example, my aunt, they don't get that if it's like out of their usual context already. So like, if light would not have an impulse, you would have a 0 there, right? But then there would be no energy. And like my godfather uncle, he made those like presentations on astronomy. Like he's the one that grinded those mirrors for the telescopes. And like he made the claim that in like 5 million years the sun will explode. Now if that, but this is orders of magnitude, and he never, like, he's not able to do those. So that's what went wrong for him at the gymnasium. So like those mistakes you are not allowed to make. And yes, it's just a couple zeros, but that's what I was testing. So I claimed that the accuracy of our clocks is like 10 to the power of so 10 to the power of 25 per second, instead of like 10 to the power of 19. And the other mistake was that my father was not able to square the light velocity properly on his own. That's something my brother, that I have to point out, was able to do. Even though he didn't get the rest, but he was still able to square the Lichtgeschwindigkeit properly. So it's like, the problem is, it's squared, it's joules over kilogram, and that's so it's not just like it's the problem is that we learn 300,000 kilometers per second, but that's like 10. So 3 times 10 to the power of 9 meters per second, right? And then if you square it, it's just 9 times what is that? 18. So 9 plus 9 in the exponent. But we better check. So it's, oh no, it's 16. So it's just, but like 9 is right, and it's 8 plus 8, not 9 plus 9. So yeah, that would be one step you need. So by the way, the Discord FFA community, for like, I will support one roulette hit, so something around 185 Swiss francs. But like, they owe me 10 spins. So owe in the sense that I will do further supporting. And that's like it would be easily possible even without doubling the amount I now left. So I counted, so it should be $137 dollars now. So that's to remember, like the first, like when I was like discussing my project with the ghostwriter, was that I made this example with time point is, and I said the odds are roughly 1 over 137. This is this universal like constant, this value, very important in like physics. And I don't remember my guess, so my prediction was wrong, but it landed on 137. So now the total reward is like split up in those smaller portions, and then there is 1,200 left. So there's as well like 666 times 2 is not 1,337, but close to it. There is just one spin in rake, basically. And like the assurance call community owes me even more to continue. But yeah, well, then like what I don't get, like with those puzzles, why don't they want to try on their own? So like, I mean, if you have this formula, why don't you want to know how long the sun burns? So that's really that simple. So we need to, so what is also eine Sonnenmasse, so in kilograms. So that's this value. So 2 times 10 to the power of 30. So now let's do this calculation. So 2 times 10 to the power of 30, that's the mass. And then times the light velocity squared, we just looked up, that is 1 to the 10 to the power of 17 roughly, so it would be 9. Now this is the energy the sun will produce over the total lifespan. Now all we need is how much energy the sun like produces a day or a year. Then we can like estimate how many years it will still burn. So that's something we have with the solar energy on our roof. But of course, it's another value we just look up, because if you really then wanna, then you would need the the integral of a sphere based on like the area. So like you would know we have like 10 square meters, like how much energy a year, and then you need the efficiency. But that would be a very good example for at the end of the gymnasium, I guess, right? But we can just look it up. So how much energy does the sun produce a day? So then we have 3.310. There it's per second. 6 billion megatons of TNT. So like so 3 times 10 to the power per day. So like, but we want a year, so it's like 10. Another 3, so 34, I guess. What was the value before? I still have it down here. So genau. So we just have to divide it by that, right? So divided by 10 to the power of 34. So it will be roughly 2. What is, like, I'm way off with so like it's not that simple, right? But I'm still like, what would be like, how much is a billion? Million is just 10. So I don't even know if this is a million. That is 10. What is the 10? No, it's way too much. It's way too much. It should be something like 10 to the. So a million is, what is 10? So just 9 zeros. So 10 to the power of 9. And it should be like 5 billion. Should be 5 billion years. So I'm 4. Where did I add 4? So but you have to see, the tragedy is that the result of my godfather is exactly as far off. The difference is just like, if you would assume the sun would burn for, that would be more like this million times million years, right? So 10 to the power of 12 or 13 was the result. Well, then we wouldn't need to worry about the sun exploding too soon. But like, in my godfather's calculation, 5 million years, we actually would need to hurry. Like, we would really need to hurry up, like find a strategy to escape as humanity. Because 5 million years is not that much to plan this Exodus expedition. But we have like 4.2 billion years left. And like, this is how depressed my godfather is, and how insecure. So like, I pointed that out. Like, one attentive listener in the audience, and instead of like being happy about that feedback, he tried to like find an excuse. It's not that important of a mistake. Like 5 million or 5 billion years, it doesn't matter, right? And that's the mindset. That's their mindset, their whole lifetime. And that's why, like, they don't even dare to look at the root of the issue. Well, this is not like I don't think it's that helpful of an attempt, because like this is what I would need to like discuss in a psychotherapy, but they don't like can forget it. They themselves never like faced their. It's not just the fears. Like before you analyze it, it's just that you need to have an open mindset. So you have to tackle the like in many problems, you have to tackle the Extremalstellen, and you don't know beforehand if this is like positive or negative. And because they fear that there might be, well, there is a potential for big mistakes you can then correct, and that's always the like those are the best opportunities, right? So, but like they don't even dare to look at the past. They don't even dare, and that would be the biggest treasure we have, right? From so that would be this Nobel Prize in psychology. But they don't even dare to look at, like, my content is maybe a bit more difficult than their own. Yeah. So now I go again for the symmetry 2662, which doesn't fit on the counter, of course, right?